Welcome to BookLuv channel. Today we shall learn about Maharaja Swati Tirunal, one of the rulers of the erstwhile Indian native state of Travancore, Sri Swati Tirunal Rama Varma Maharaja, April 16, 1813 to December 26, 1846, is largely regarded as a remarkable composer of music. Swati Tirunal's works were noted for their high quality and inventiveness. His name has been linked with Kerala's musical legacy, which continues to this day. As a result, an in-depth examination of his writings will be worthwhile in order to comprehend their exact nature and the different elements that have made them so significant. Swati Tirunal was not an abstract music composer or producer. He was a songwriter who composed words for musical pieces. In other words, he wrote literary compositions that were created as musical things, based on South Indian music norms, and intended primarily for recitals. Lyrical compositions made in the form of literary works make up the great majority of his works. The sequence of musical notes is formed by the appropriate usage of significant phrases that communicate specific themes. Sri Padmanabha, Lord Vishnu's reclining form, was an ardent bhakta, and most of his works were in praise of his beloved Lord. The musical quality is determined by the nature of the terminology employed and the structure of the songs. Sri Swati Tirunal was born as the state of Travancore's crown prince. However, among Indian music's lyricists, he is remembered as a prince. He proved to be a capable administrator, as well as a remarkable statesman with a lofty vision and a progressive viewpoint. Swati Tirunal's fame is based mostly on his achievements as a composer of music and his services as a patron of the arts. He rose to prominence mostly as a result of his personal talents and interests. In both his personal and royal official lives, he had to deal with a number of negative situations. This could have increased his commitment to God and provided him with relief through oneness with God. As a result, his commitment to Sri Padmanabha and his dedication to art became inextricably linked. Literature and the arts were devotional sacrifices to the Almighty in his eyes. Despite being a monarch, he anchored all his confidence in Almighty and directed all his energies, including his creative power, to the service of the Lord, having been denied all chances of earning enjoyment from his earthly endeavors. He invited intellectuals from all over the world and gave them the resources they needed to engage in discourse and debate. He made time to listen in on their discussions and disagreements. His court included renowned poet Raymond Tampi and scholar poet Sher Unikoyataparan. Tampi had a warm spot for the young prince for whom he had written the renowned lullaby that began with the words O Manating Kakitavo. Govinda Murar, also known as Sad Kala, is a well-known Kerala musician. Govinda Murar used to travel to Travancore's capital. Naturally, Murar's music could have had a significant effect on Swati Tirunal's composer. Another notable musician who had Maharaja support was Parameswara Bhagavatar. Swati Tirunal began to take a keen interest in choreographing dance pieces in both Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam forms, as well as writing songs for them, after the Tanjore brothers arrived. He brought two skilled female dancers from Tanjore to his capital in order to have those dance pieces tried and performed in his presence. With the guidance of Vadavelu and Sugandhavali, the Maharaja experimented with choreography, and his court became one of the most important centers of classical dance in South India. Swati Tirunal became involved in the work of the artists he supported and took a keen interest in the advancement of music and the performing arts. He gave professional artists financial aid to help them acquire the necessary equipment and, in the case of dance masters, costumes as well. All of the appropriate musical instruments were available on the court. Every day, he made time to sit with one group of artists or another in order to set his compositions to music, choreograph them, or enjoy their recitals. The beautiful environment he created in and around his palace fueled his passion for painting and honed his skills. As a result of this aesthetic experience, he was inspired. He began writing lyrics that could be sung in various ragas and choreographed in the Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam traditions. It's vital to understand that his works were not solely textual, with the intention of being adapted to music afterwards. While composing the songs, he was thinking about ragas and talas, as well as choreographic patterns and visuals. This is why his compositions have become priceless in the world of South Indian music and dance. The majority of his padams were written not only to be sung but also to be performed on stage. In the drafting of such lyrics, the needs of effective visual representation have been taken into account. He was able to keep this high level because he had these songs sung or enacted in dance form in his presence as soon as he penned them. His passion for Sri Padmanabha and his dedication to art were inextricably linked. All literature and art, in his opinion, were devotional offerings to the Almighty. He focused his efforts on art patronage as a means of assisting Sri Padmanabha. As a result, devotion to the Lord became the driving force behind all of his literary and aesthetic endeavors, as well as the primary sentiment expressed in his writings. It was, in fact, the center of his life philosophy. He anchored all his faith in the Almighty and directed all his energies, including his creative power, to the service of the Lord, having been denied any expectations of finding enjoyment from his worldly activities despite being a monarch. He mostly focused his efforts on writing devotional lyrics. At the same time, his strong passion in Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam led him to produce padams that mix love and devotion sentiments, following in the footsteps of previous Bharatanatyam lyrics composers. As his contribution to music is in the form of poetical compositions intended to be set to music, it shares some characteristics with his poetry. Both are linguistic media productions. Both relied on his ability to effectively communicate emotions through language. Furthermore, both demonstrated his imaginative prowess. Poetry, like songs, necessitated the effective use of linguistic sounds and words in a rhythmic fashion that could be recited. As a result, a born poet with musical abilities may always write better lyrics than composers with limited literary skill. Padam is a blend of the sentiments of love for God and devotion, hence he placed a special emphasis on it. Padam values both literary and musical qualities equally. Such melodic songs have the ability to raise ordinary people to the level of sardaya and inspire devotion in them. Padams are made specifically for Abhinaya and can instill spiritual zeal through Madhura Bhakti, Bayar Sringara and Antarika Bhakti. The Nayaka in all of Swami's padams is none other than Sri Padmanabha Swami. BookLuv recommends the following books. Musical work of Maharaja Swati Tirunal by M. Hariharan and Gauri Kuppuswamy. Indian Music and Swati Tirunal by Vasanthy. Golden Treasury of Compositions of Maharaja Swati Tirunal by S.Bhagyalkeshmy. Maharaja Swati Tirunal Kritis by V.K.Krishnaprasad. Compositions of Maharaja Swati Tirunal in Devanagari and Diacritical Roman scripts with SARGAM notations and meaning in English by T.K. Govind Rao and Bharatiya Vidya Bhawan. We appreciate you watching this video. This video was made to inspire you to pick up a copy of the book and start reading it. The BookLuv channel promotes reading books all across the world. If you'd want to, you can comment below. Would you like to see more fantastic videos? On the playlist, click. Join the BookLuv channel by subscribing. Until next time, happy reading.